What is up, world? It is March 19th, 2014. It's Pillow Talk with Ricky Roman, aka the one your parents warned you about. Alright, we're just gonna jump right into it because there's been a lot of good shit popping up in my inbox over the past few weeks. It's had to have been a few weeks at this point. And here we go. I wrote them down. Someone asked, is that Jake Bass on that poster? It's not a poster. It was a calendar. It's the pump calendar for 2014. And he was February. It's March, so I'm not looking at his ass anymore. Okay, what are your thoughts on religion? Do you believe in God? Religion. I think it's good to have faith if it gives you peace and keeps you grounded. I don't think that... I think that there's too much control in it, too much a control of the masses. People created religion. God didn't create religion. You know? Who are these people to say what the Creator did or did not say, depending on what you believe? Do I believe in God? Yes. In the same question, this person went on to ask, do you believe God accept gays because it seems to be very split in the community? I believe that if there is a God, He made no mistakes. So, I didn't ask to be this way. That's how I feel about that. Do you have an eye on someone? I've got more than an eye on him. He makes me trip up my words. 3 words that you would use to describe yourself. I would describe myself as eclectic, open-minded, and weird. Would you ever dress in drag? Have you? It's not something I'm looking to get into or something I aspire to, but I did it for Halloween when I was 17. Does that count? Do you think you've grown a lot? This is kind of vague. I mean, I've grown 22 years since I was born. I think in the past couple of years I've done a lot of growing. I've been reminded over and over that nothing's guaranteed. And don't expect, and you won't be disappointed. Would you ever do a bareback scene? If so, who would you feel confident doing it with? At this point in my porn career, I do not see myself getting into a bareback scene because that's not what I want to promote. I feel like gays are generally too promiscuous as it is, and I want to promote safe sex. I want to promote people taking care of themselves and taking care of each other. So I'm not going to go on camera and do it without a rubber. In my personal life, it's a different story. But it's not an image I'm going to get in front of with a company and promote. At this point. Favorite smell? Least favorite smell, and do I have any scent-related memories? My favorite smell is burnt skin from the sun, like tanned skin. I love the smell of the ocean. Not like low tide, like stank pussy. I mean like that fresh ocean breeze, that salty air. I grew up on the water, and I can't imagine living in like a landlocked state. I have to be by the ocean. There's just something so tranquil about it. So there's that. I mean, there's that correlation of smell. Axe reminds me of like middle school locker rooms. Oh, it's disgusting. Disgusting. How long did it take to become a phlebotomist? Was it hard, and does it pay well? I was in an accelerated 3-month program. It was fast-paced. It definitely was something I had to pay attention to. I mean, it wasn't fucking rocket science, you know? Does it pay well? You're not going to get rich doing it. Have you ever been DP'd? No. How old were you when you found out you were gay? I was like 13 when I was like fighting off these urges that were like creeping in the back of my mind. And I came out 14. You're sinfully sexy. Thank you for tainting my innocence, you fierce lion. Roar. You're welcome. I don't care to be your friend. I just want to suck your dick. Well, I appreciate your honesty. So carbs are the key to the donk? Yeah, carbs definitely will put the donk back there for you. Someone asked, what kind of girls are you into? And this is in reference to that one time I had sex with a girl. Oh, no, excuse me. They're referencing... In my last video I mentioned I wanted to have kids like the old-fashioned way. And I think... I don't know, if girls have a type, for me, I like them like my height or shorter. I couldn't see myself trying to stick it to an Amazon. I'm an ass guy, both guys and girls. I like Puerto Rican chicks. I don't know. I can't even read my own handwriting. This is embarrassing. I thought I was going to be saving time by doing this. No. Has your perspective on sex changed since you've been in the porn industry? I don't know about sex itself, but sex in relationships or sex and relationships, it's definitely broadened how I feel about the two. Because more often than not, I'll start talking to a guy and they're like, they're really turned on by the idea that I'm a porn star, but then when it comes down to it, they're like, wait, you really are gonna go be fucking someone else, and I can't do that. And that's fine and well. You like what you like what you don't. And in a relationship, you have to make certain compromises. But there are those that feel and can understand that sex and porn is a job, and at the end of the day, I'm theirs, And that's a more rare mentality. but they do exist, and there's just so many in-betweens. I don't know, no two couples that are porn stars or sex workers have the same rules for relationships. It varies. Did you speak Tagalog as a child? No, I heard it a lot more as a child. My mom would like try to teach us by just speaking to us in Tagalog, but I never really picked it up to be able to speak fluently. But I know when I'm getting talked about, like I'll go to family's house, I'm like, ano sabe po? Why are you so beautiful? Because baby, I was born this way. No. Were you afraid when Jake was cutting up your suit? Would you be afraid if Jake Bass came at you with a sharp object? I think yes. Congratulations on the Grammy nomination. Chicago is an awesome town. Have a blast. This was Unformed Potential. Thank you, Unformed Potential. Yeah, I was just nominated for Best Actor and Performer of the Year in the upcoming Grammy Awards in Chicago. So me, Levi, maybe Bravo, maybe Jake Bass. I'm not sure, but a good few of us, a few of the boys, are going to be in attendance at the awards show, and Levi is up for Performer of the Year as well. So it's all very exciting. We'll see. Vote for me. Did you get rid of the bunk bed? Yes. That shit was giving me back problems. You're a snivy. You look regal as fuck. I don't know what snivy means, but I like regal, so thank you. I really can't even read what I wrote. This is amazing. How do you feel about a mainstream Disney show with two lesbian moms? I say it's about fucking time. It's 2014. We should stop hiding in the shadows, in the closet. This is reality, and these are the logistics of it. In high school, there was a girl who had two dads, and that was a thing. That like we're not in the fucking dark ages. We have to accept things as a reality, and I'm glad that something like this is finally being portrayed in even a kids show. Fuck it, it's not sexually explicit. It is what it is, you know? Who are you currently dating? I mean, dating is kind of a strong word, but I really like this guy a lot. A lot. How often do you feel lonely? I mean, here and there. That's the human condition, isn't it? What's your favorite Pokemon? Alright, of the first 150, I couldn't choose just one. So my top three are Pikachu, Rapidash, and Vaporeon. You don't understand how much confidence you give me. This really makes me happy. A lot of these were anon, and a couple of them weren't. I didn't write usernames down, but I see everything in my inbox. I don't always get back to everyone. Sometimes I'm concerned that the interactions are inappropriate, because I think some of you motherfuckers are not of age and you're going to get me in trouble. This is an 18 plus blog. It is sexually explicit, adults only. So there's my disclaimer. But I appreciate all the love. There are always like little sweet nothings that crack a smile and make my day. So thank you. One thing you miss about your childhood. I miss the ignorance of it. As a child, you're so blind to the evils of the world, for the most part. And, you know, ignorance is bliss. You didn't know to care about certain things, and that was nice. True carelessness, or carefree, not carelessness. Sagittariuses are artistic. Can you dance, not including go-go? Can you draw? I totally butched that question. That was like out of order. Sagittariuses are definitely artistic. Aside from go-go, like the only like form dance I can really claim to know how to do is bachata, and that's because I grew up with a lot of Puerto Ricans, a lot of Dominicans, and you know, there's well, that 1, 2, 3 isn't that hard, so I do love bachata, aventura, Monchi, Alexandra, Prince Royce. Ooh, he could get it. What was Perez Hilton like? So I ran into Perez Hilton like a month and a half ago at this point at Berlin in New York, and it had to be like 3 in the morning. I was wasted, and I was just walking around like stretching my legs off the go-go box. It's really dark in there, but I don't know, it was kind of distinct. I was like, I think that's Perez Hilton. I walked up to him, I was like, oh my god, you're you, like, cool. Can I take a picture? And he wasn't reluctant in his words, but his body language said otherwise. He was just like, this bitch. And I don't know, I just figured a go-go boy comes up to you and nothing but draws on, you know, it'd be a little friendlier. Not to say he was particularly rude, but he left a bad taste in my mouth. And I don't mean that literally. Ew. Like, we took the picture and then he was like, bye. Liam Riley is the twink version of you. No one likes being compared to anyone else. But Liam Riley is a sweet kid. I don't know him very well. He's a good-looking kid, too, so you know what? There's a compliment in that. Did you consider other porn names besides Ricky? You know what? Ricky was my pick from the go. Because it was my stripper name already. I'd already been like stripping for a year. I did have choices for other last names, and I had sent Jake Jackson like 20 that I wanted, and he was just like, no. He suggested a couple, and then we finally settled on Roman. And everyone's like, is it because of the Nicki Minaj song? And my Tumblr URL doesn't help my case, but that was not the inspiration. However, you can find me at somecallme-roman.tumblr.com. Do you identify as more Italian or Filipino? This is interesting. growing up, I got a fair share of both. I'm blessed enough to be very cultured in that. I mean, both my parents came from their respective countries. It's not like they were second generation. I'm the first male to be born from either side of the family in America. So it made for a very interesting, kind of conflicting upbringing. But I mean, both Italians and Filipinos are like mostly hardcore Catholic. I don't know what the correlation is, where I was going with that. Do I identify more Italian or Filipino? I would say I try to delegate both. I try to represent both pretty well. Like, okay, here we go. Over here you can see my flag, my Italian flag. And okay, so there's a huge flag there, which is funny. I stole that flag. Is why I have that. Flags are expensive. And then I have my Filipino flag on my hat. So I try to give a fair representation of the two. Alright. Okay. Good enough.